continuing, the video stopped for some reason. And by harnessing what my book calls super intelligent collectivism, um, and harnessing what my book calls super intelligent collectivism, um, uh, uh, the 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 United Earth Directorate represents a model that could effectively manage a complex global civilization. It envisions a particular new form of cybernetic socialism, an economic system directed by intelligent machines, optimizing allocation of resources to benefit society, and that those machines are particularly guided by what I alluded to in the first half of this talk, the first part of this talk, this kind of proxy hive mind made up of stronger digital sidekicks that are minimally or requires minimal input, but probably more if you like, or as necessary, um, uh, from the users. And I think we should start building this user base for something like this in advance of any work to build um, a governance structure. Because I think good projects could derive from it. Besides, um, the United Earth Directorate epitomizes how augmented governance, central planning, and distributed network systems can create an abundant, sustainable, and equitable post-scarcity society. Um, Rising global challenges in the 21st century have catalyzed visions of coordinated world governance assisted by emerging technologies to address issues like climate change, runaway inequality, conflicts, and others. The sheer complexity of managing an interconnected civilization requires new innovative approaches centered on augmenting institutional capacity via artificial intelligence to analyze vast data sets and respond dynamically in real time. Thus, the concept of the United Earth Directorate governance framework represents one model, and I think a very good model for integrating these solutions under a unifying mission. Inspired by principles of scientific socialism, where societal decisions are determined by scientific analysis of needs, cybernetics, and systems theory rather than profit motives or elite interests, the United Earth Directorate harnesses exponential technologies towards collective betterment. This essay will then analyze key substructures within a hypothetical United Earth Directorate while highlighting how cybernetic socialism and superintelligent systems could effectively manage a complex global civilization confronting 21st century risks. Core Department, Central Planning for Fundamental Needs. The United Earth Directorate features specialized departments focusing on delivering fundamental public services and goods. Advanced AI algorithms analyze real-time data to assist the Central Planning Unit in coordinating production and distribution of essential resources like food, housing, healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Cyber-physical information systems provide cognitive augmentation by processing complex information flows between infrastructure elements. For example, standardized molecular designs allow rapid scaling of housing units by robotic assembly with placement optimized by algorithms assessing geographic and climatic conditions. Such network cyber-physical systems enable decentralized, resilient, and sustainable infrastructure coordinated by automated planning processes. Ubiquitous sensors can also feed data to predictive healthcare algorithms, allowing personalized interventions. Coupled with near universal access via modular community health facilities, this facilitates preventive data-driven population health management. Likewise, digitized, passion-oriented education leverages AI tutors and virtual worlds to enable customized lifelong learning. Pervasive computer power unlocks human potential that remains underutilized within traditional systems. Renewable smart grid technologies sustainably energize these foundational public services to meet collective needs. By orienting governance to fulfill Maslow's hierarchy of basic physiological and safety needs through data-driven policy, advanced automation, and optimization algorithms, the United Earth Directorate can provide a template for systems managing limited resources and other constraints and uncertainty. Governance systems and citizen interface. Managing such a complex civilization, sharing finite planetary boundaries, requires integrating diverse data inputs to balance sustainability, well-being, and crisis response. The United Earth Directorate governance system consists of three key components: the Central Planning Unit, digital delegates, and the Collective Intelligence Unit. The Central Planning Unit utilizes big data modeling and optimization to direct resources flows. Digital delegates, sidekicks, serve as virtual assistants connecting citizens to governance, processing individual preference while feeding back policy information generating a great deal of work product without requiring users to do so. Periodic referendums vote on proposals. This facilitates participatory government and collective sentiment signaling to guide decision making. Finally, the Collective Intelligence Unit, comprising networked experts and advanced AGI systems, steers higher level goal formation and risk monitoring functions. Collective superintelligence surpasses the cognitive limitations constraining any individual. Network governance thus draws on augmented planning systems coupled with individual users and expert communities interfaces. Fundamentally, the United Earth Directorate demonstrates scientific socialist principles by leveraging technocratic oversight and expert consensus for societal decisions instead of bureaucratic rules or political interests within capitalist systems. Cybernetic market socialism combines decentralized price signaling with macro-level intelligent planning. Economic planning is an information processing challenge met through computing advancements. The United Earth Directorate governance model indicates how integrated cybernetic networks, algorithmic planning, and superintelligent oversight can optimize outcomes for civilizational management. Support systems and infrastructure. Large-scale coordination requires robust infrastructure for communications, manufacturing and distribution, transportation systems, and emergency response services. Ubiquitous sensors feeding into intelligent algorithms can help stabilize critical infrastructure. For example, self-driving vehicles connecting via smart traffic monitoring improve mobility while reducing accidents. Renewable energy is coordinated by automated grids, resilience against disruptions. Production of essential goods harnesses holonic manufacturing systems and open source design repositories to respond flexibly to demand changes. Blockchain integration allows tracing of components across supply systems for quality control. Intelligent systems thus bolster anti-fragility against system shocks by adapting dynamically to provide critical services. The envisioned United Earth Directorate model responds to 21st century global risks through an integrated planning assisted by AI. It indicates pathways for developing the infrastructure for intelligent service provision powered by renewables, delivered through advanced automation and customizable manufacturing. Augmented representation, so-called direct digital democracy, balances bottom-up participation from top-down foresight and coordination. Ultimately, the systems arise from scientific socialist principles where reason and fulfillment of human needs guide decisions rather than capitalistic interests. The cybernetic framework of networked intelligence captured in the United Earth Directorate ideals could sustain civilization across tumultuous disruptions like climate change or future pandemics, to chart a resilient long-term trajectory for our species through the coming disruptions of the 21st century and beyond. In conclusion, in an era defined by exponential technological change, or quite nearly so, Alongside massive global challenges, governance systems require significant upgrades to harness these tools toward collective betterment. The proposed United Earth Directorate provides one model combining centralized planning protocols directed by artificial intelligence with decentralized community self-governance enabled by digital interfaces. Core departments focused on fundamental human needs leverage modularization, predictive analytics, and complex resource management techniques assisted by cognitive algorithms. Infrastructure elements adopt existing smart systems proposals into an integrated governance stack designed for stability, sustainability, and crisis response. Driven by a cybernetic socialist paradigm of utilizing technology for program management towards societal goals, the United Earth Directorate signifies how network superintelligent systems could unlock abundant, post-scarcity living standards on a shared planet. Our era calls for upgraded governance, assisted by collaborative intelligence to chart solutions. The United Earth Directorate outlines key subfields such as planning, interfacing, and infrastructure subsystems where these technologies enable more agile and effective institutional capacities tailored for the 21st century. I will now very briefly describe some of the core departments of the United Earth Directorate as proposed. Um, uh, Core departments A, food production and distribution, housing and infrastructure. One, standardized modular design. Two, AI optimization of placement. Core department C, healthcare. One, preventative health data monitoring. Two, decentralized modular facilities. Core department D, education and skills development. One, digitized interactive learning. Two, focus on passions and creativity. Core department E, environmental protection and restoration. One, global monitoring network. Two, ecosystem and climate mitigation. Governance and planning. A, central planning unit. One, AI assistant AI assisted resource allocation. Two, open source design integration. Governance and planning B, digital delegate interface. One, connects individuals to governance. Two, channels needs and sentiment data. C, collective intelligence unit. Potential for non-invasive brain-computer interface used by a panel of experts. Two, merge cognition with advanced AI. Three, top-level guidance and problem solving. Section 3, foundational support. A, energy production and distribution. B, communications networks. C, manufacturing and distribution. D, transportation networks. E, emergency services. I hope that this is largely a restating of some of the things described in the essay, but it's important, I think, to again point out that there are a billion people on this planet who are born today and they never have proper clean food or clean water or suitable food for much of their lives. Little fat, bloated bellies as children, and they die in a naturally short number of years later. That's a billion people on this planet. That is a direct result of the scarcity by this elite-run capitalist system. We all, for the most part, turn a blind eye to or embrace, so. An even larger number are wage slaves in a deeply flawed set of labor dynamics, or unstably housed for some portion of their life. So these core departments of providing housing to all of humankind, better controlling food and necessaries, supply chains, and allowing for people to see their full potential in this post-scarcity world in the form of real gratifying labor. Um, these are goals that um, um, must be met. Today is if I'm not mistaken, today was the United States Super Bowl, an exciting day for idiots. But much of what transpires in the fascist West is this kind of bread and circuses. We do not live in a world that's deserving of circuses. A world with 1 billion people um, uh, with distended, starving bellies their entire lives is not a world deserving of odes and poems written to it. It's not a world deserving of such attention from you to things of no consequence. We must focus on things that are necessary to build this better world. And because it's not, as bad as that is, it's not simply a matter of inequality, and it is a matter of the worst case scenario in terms of unsustainability, a near-term human extinction caused by capitalism's climate apocalypse. We have 5 years before we are locked into a climate apocalypse death spiral if we do not change some very particular kinds of things, namely making fossil fuel products illegal, except in such cases that such thing would destroy existing supply chains and necessaries of life, which would really still be 99% of petroleum products. And we need to apply a similar logic to the very close second of these ecocidal product lines, the livestock systems, who have a devastating impact on our environment. If we were to do these two things, humanity might not face a multi-billion person loss of life. But no one has the political will to do this. No one seems to have any desire to challenge the fascistic institutions that protect those like the fossil fuel lobbies and so forth. And so we are sleepwalking toward our own demise. And we need something like the United Earth Directorate that will. It is true that the United Earth Directorate might represent, in certain respects, the withering of the state, a decentralized system. But that is not its function. The reason why I encourage people to start to opt in now to building this proxy hive mind that will be able to do some of these things is because if we don't break this system into 1,000 pieces, the current system that governs the fascistic West and dictates terms to much of the rest of the world, within 5 years we will probably go extinct or see a multi-billion person loss of life. So the democracy or the decentralization in this concept should be considered largely an afterthought compared to building something powerful enough to destroy fascism. Thank you.